Well, we had 14 goals on the goal rush, and they all mean the table will now look like this when we see it shortly. Liverpool are top of that table off the back of their win in the first game of the weekend. 1 point above Manchester City, 2 points above Chelsea, who had the chance to go top again when they go to Brentford. Brighton now in the top 4. United drop down to 5th place. Norwich stay bottom despite that point in their match against Brighton. Burnley in the bottom 3 as well, and Newcastle still without a win. But from me and Don, time to catch breath again. That's it from the Goal Rush. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.
Foot coming inside, absolutely no class for a world-class keeper like Kasper Schmeichel. I mean, honestly, Manish, you just have to sit back and just praise this young man. 20 years old, but he is an incredible finisher. Absolutely devastating. That is as good as it gets.
Unstoppable, unsavable for you?
Unstoppable, unsavable. Everything about it is just class. Look, even Ronaldo, you know, he knows when you see a good one. I mean, that young man is a special, special player.
And it was a case of anything you can do, Tielemans can do just as well. What about this, John?
Just as special in a different way, because obviously it's a strange goal because we've seen them chip, we've seen them cross, but here it was like I don't play golf, but apparently they call this a wedge or something like that. Because you know, when it comes to him, he's not trying to bend it in. He's got a side foot. He sees him, and when things like this happen, he say, "Did he mean it?" But 100% he meant that. It was an incredible goal. Yeah. Incredible goal.
You could see Harry Maguire was bitterly disappointed as a result. He was caught in possession there.
To be fair, it's been a fabulous game. You know, there's been chances for both sides. I mean, some people might say it's a cross for a player of that quality.
100%.
That is
because he looked and he didn't see anyone in the box.
No.
Now, this game is a typical of Man United because we're talking about it earlier. They haven't dominated games, but they could go second in the league because they just have special players to win matches. Yeah. Leicester have been the better team. They've had more chances. Yeah. But it wouldn't surprise me if Ronaldo, somebody pops up like Greenwood and does something special.
A bit of individual brilliance once again.
That's what they've done all season.
Yeah. Oh, and that's a source of frustration for United fans, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the biggest worry is the fact their season looked exactly like this game. Some really good moments attacking-wise, but they don't have control of the game. You know, they concede too many counter-attacks. Leicester could have scored a couple more. Could have scored just before the end of the half. So Ole's going to have to find that balance. He's not playing the 2 defensive midfield players. But look, it's a work in progress. It's going to take some time.
Yeah. Back, we've just seen Manchester United's 29-game unbeaten away run come to an end. They've lost 4-2 away to Leicester City. It was 1-1, of course, at half-time, before Leicester took the lead in the second half through Soyuncu. Owen, how did you see this?
I mean, first of all, it was an unbelievable game of football. End-to-end chances for both teams. United just didn't defend well all game. Man United's best player was David De Gea. He made a ton of saves in the game, but in the end, you know, obviously Harry Maguire back, you thought that would stabilise it. It didn't. You know, Daka there with the strike.
Any question of offside at any point?
No. You just see there Harry Maguire. He's kind of the one back in there, and Soyuncu with a good finish. But that goal was coming. There were so many opportunities for Leicester. It was absolutely unbelievable. We said before the game they struggle to control games. We saw that today in abundance.
Yeah, Soyuncu certainly been in the firing line with Leicester's defence, conceding plenty this season, but scoring in the right end this afternoon. United then hit back in what was such an open contest. Marcus Rashford in his first appearance of the season.
I mean, Brendan Rodgers has been disappointed. It's a long ball straight down the middle. You can see Johnny Evans. I think he lets the ball run thinking, but it's a good run by Rashford, but you can't have a straight ball like that going through. But we said Man United are going to equalise. How often have they done that when they've gone down to score last-minute winners, particularly, or equalisers? Yeah. So this was obviously coming up to 82 minutes, and we thought, there you go, they've equalised again.
Yeah. But 54 seconds later, another incredible finish from Jamie Vardy, Owen.
I mean, look, this is one of the best finishes you'll see all season. Honestly, the quality of this, first of all, could have been a foul on Wan-Bissaka, who had a tough day today. Ozzy Perez just gets it in there, and Vardy drops off from Lindelof. And this finish is absolutely pure class. I mean, we know he's a goal scorer. He runs the channels, but this is just class. Honestly.
The most difficult thing about that is not a half volley. A half volley you can hit clean. It bounces so early and it's on the up, and to control it and to put it where he actually did put it was fantastic.
At 3-2, you still weren't quite sure, despite 82 minutes on the clock, which way this was going to go, until stoppage time when Leicester made it 4.
Yeah, look, just didn't deal with the ball in the box virtually at any point. You know, it's a good delivery in from Tielemans, who was unbelievable in the game, played so well. Daka out the back post just bundles it in. You know, there's just nobody there. You know, it's just Harry Maguire got caught ball watching, and This is a huge blow, and it was an alarming performance from Manchester United today because they have so many important fixtures coming up, and Ole will be shocked by what he saw today.
Yeah, first win in 5 for Leicester. We saw Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in shot there. It's 1 point from the last 3 Premier League games. How bad a result is that?
It's a terrible result because I think on paper we looked at their team and thought, that's a team there to go and compete to win the league, and on paper it is. But they're not playing like a team. If you look at City, you look at Liverpool, you look at Chelsea, you know who's going to play, you know how they're going to play. United, they've got an unbelievable group of players, but the games are too open. Every game is like a basketball game like that. And we said it before and we saw it again, and that's exactly what happened.
It's more how you play out of possession. Look at Liverpool out of possession, everyone's working. We spoke about Bernardo Silva, who's an attacking player. How hard does he work? They've got 4 fantastic players going forward, but when they haven't got the ball, you don't get anything from them defensively, and you have to in this league.
But the longer this run continues, does it shed more light on the fact that they maybe got their priority wrong in the transfer market?
I don't think the run will continue because what they'll do, they're so good individually that they'll win matches, but they won't play well and dominate games. They'll win matches because of the individual brilliance of the players, but that's not a recipe for long-term success. If you want to compete consistently with Liverpool and Man City and Chelsea.
And considering their current form, how will Solskjaer feel going into those fixtures?
I mean, those are incredibly difficult fixtures. I mean, Atalanta, they're a really good team. Play attacking football, score goals for fun. Liverpool, playing like they did today, good luck with that. Then you got Tottenham, then you got Man City, you got Atalanta again. I mean, that is, look, he needs to settle.
Going back to United's defeat at Leicester, what happened today, and what does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer need to do to get them out of this slumber right now?
What happened is they played like this all season. Virtually every game I've seen, they've had some brilliant moments, but they've been saved by individual brilliance. But they never had control of games. Every team, whether it's Villa, whether it was Villarreal, whether it's even Newcastle had opportunities, Everton, every game they conceded poor counterattacks. And today they got punished by players that are brilliant on the counterattack. Tielemans was great, Vardy was great. Maddison played terrific as well. So, and when they're that open, as John made a good point, the front four don't really track back and do much defensively. There's too much space for quality players, and they got punished. That result was coming.
How you control a game is not just in possession. Out of possession, you have to win the ball back either early, or if you're not going to win the ball back, everybody has to work. And you see, all Manchester City have got one holding midfield player, and the rest of them are all attacking players. But when they lose the ball, they get back into defensive positions. Whereas Man United have probably got an equal front four, if you like, and 5 add Pogba to that. But when they lose the ball, they allow you to get straight into them. So until they reassess whether they're what kind of a team they want to be, then I think this will continue. And in saying that, they're 4 points off first.
Yeah. In context, of course, it's far from a disaster. We do hear from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You will hear from him between now and the end of today's Matchday Live.
Well, disappointingly, Manchester United's record-breaking run away from home comes to an end. It stops at 29 games after defeat to Leicester City. Marcus Rashford, though, scoring for United. That's his 6th goal against Leicester. He scored more goals against them than any other Premier League club, and he's also scored more goals under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer than any other Manchester United player since the Norwegian's appointment as manager here at Old Trafford. Patson Daka with the 4th for Leicester, the first Zambian to score in Premier League history, and also that's his first Leicester City goal. Let's talk about the Jamie Vardy goal, though, that Manchester United conceded, Wes. Obviously, Rashi had just got us back into the game 2-2. Great one-on-one goal and finish. But Vardy with a very, very cute finish, really, with the outside of his boot into the top corner. And it came really because Wan-Bissaka was over here, on this touchline and came across and made the challenge. Do you think really that Aaron needed to just commit in there, or was he all right just maybe sitting off a little bit and just waiting for the play to develop?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind the fact that he was committed, but once he gets there, I think he's just got to stop, or if he thinks he's not 100% going to get there, then don't do it. Just hold your position, hold where you are, and because normally, when we were playing, that would be a foul. The ref would blow, and you wouldn't continue. But the ref obviously has played advantage. I think it was Tielemans has got inside. Now, once a player is as quality as that, you can't really do much. You just got to hold him up. Yeah. And Vardy, to be fair, he just stops his run. while everyone's going back, it was a great run, and he's just, you know, outside of the foot, clipped it and it's bounced up. And to be fair, it's a great finish. He did mean that. But it's just so frustrating, the fact that we scored 20 seconds before, and we've put ourselves in that position to let it happen.
Yeah, as you say, for that goal, it was, I would say, Perez, who was being closed down by 2 United defenders. And it was a good ball, you have to say, from the Spaniard. Managed to get it between a gap, and then Vardy with... It was a very accomplished finish. You have to give him credit for that. In terms of conceding so soon after scoring the equaliser, there is that old cliche that you're most vulnerable when you've just scored. Is that just a matter of a lack of concentration? What do you put that down to? Because it must be so frustrating from all Manchester United perspectives, really.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. I mean, the first mistake is probably from Aaron, and then, I mean, there's only Vardy in the box, and there's probably 3 of our defenders, and one of them hasn't picked him up. So it's just lack of concentration, which is disappointing, because even though Leicester are playing very well in the game, it was still 2-2 at the time. Yeah,
absolutely. In terms of looking forward, though, for Manchester United, obviously the games are going to come thick and fast now for the next few weeks. When you were on the end of a defeat, a disappointing defeat at that, is that what you want as a player? You know that the next game's 2 or 3 days away and it's a chance to put things right.
I think it is. I mean, the lads will be disappointed with this. Ollie's changed the team a little bit. Leicester played very well today. I thought the midfield was very good. They always kept pressure on us, causing us problems. And to be fair, De Gea again has kept us out of even more goals. So, yeah, frustrating, but you do want to get this game out of the way now and get straight into the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. More reaction after today's defeat against Leicester.